Yo, it's finally here, my first published ebook. It's taken me some time, but I'm so grateful that it's finally out. So if you or someone that you know is struggling with alcohol, I think you need to listen to this. The name of the book is Rewired, a sobriety playbook that will help you flip the script. Now, these are 20 steps that I laid down that have helped me with my journey since I got onto it, June 8th, 2024. So I felt it's my duty to make this available to anybody out there who is serious and intentional about turning things and making that well overdue change to better themselves. So the link is in the bio. We don't discriminate. This is for anybody. If you're sober, if you know somebody who needs to make a change, if you know someone who's going to benefit from this, or if you're simply that kind of person who's trying to understand what steps does one take if they know someone who's battling with alcohol. So this is no fluff, no threatening guide or anything. These are just 20 steps that have worked so far, pragmatic steps. It changed me and kept me where I am. It might as well and possibly could change you. Flip the script.
Klub A-Z. Swali, kazi, jibu.
Episode 17.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations, man. Good stuff.
Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Safari yetu inazidi kwenda kama mtoto mchanga hivi.
Yep.
Tunatembea sasa hivi.
Tembea.
Kutembea hivi.
Now you guys, honestly, congratulations. You've stuck with it.
Thank you.
So I think it's a good thing, at least for guys to see how consistency works and believing in what you guys did. Because I think I watched one of your first episodes where it was you were, I didn't see that one. The one I saw is when you're in either in the kitchen or living room. And then the next one, you'd bought some furniture or you'd borrowed some furniture or something, and then you're putting it together. So you're actually seeing that whole evolution.
Yeah, we've been moving sets.
Sets and what have you. And it's a good thing. So I think we don't have too many podcasts that have been consistent.
Yeah.
We have some that have started from a fixed set. But I think with you guys, you're actually showing guys that it evolves. And you get there as long as you know what your vision is.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Kwa sababu sisi wenyewe hatu notice hizo vitu. Unajua it's easy for you to notice because wewe uko kama nje unatuangalia. Sisi hatuoni. In fact hata tunakaga tunaongea tunaona kama hatupigi any progress. There's no step, but we are not taking any, we don't have any progress na nini. Lakini now thinking about it, nikiangalia tulianza kwenye gari usiku na quality ya video ilikuwa iko ovyo hivi. Tukarudi jikoni. Now ukiangalia you see the steps. Na sasa hivi tuko episode ya 17. Mungu ni mwema. Na ni vizuri pia hata tuki make calls like these ones. You guys actually come and feel like you want to share, feel like, you know, this is the place I can share my journey, my stories. I can inspire some young people, and so sisi tunajisikia vizuri.
Good stuff, man.
So episode 17, sehemu ambapo tuko sisi hapa tunakofanyia hii session yetu ni Nature Nest Hub. Tumeingiana uhusiano na wao, wamekuwa ni sehemu ya kufanikisha podcast ya Klub A-Z kuanzia episode kadhaa nyuma na mpaka sasa tulipofikia hapa. Na wewe pia kama ni unahitaji sehemu ya kufanyia kazi, kama hauna ofisi, kija hapa Nature Nest Hub Millennium Towers 2 floor number 15, wana kila space kwa ajili yako, inategemeana na matumizi yako. Tuna viota. Kuna viota vingi sana hapa ambavyo vinakufaa kwa ajili ya kazi yako. Weza wewe ni single person, ni group la watu, they have all the nests for you. Unaweza kuwacheki au unaweza kutucheki sisi, then na wewe ukanogesha mambo yako kama jinsi nafanya hapa hivi. So ni episode 17, tuko na Jeremy kutoka Flip the Script. Haya ni matokeo ya zile networking ambazo tunazifanya kama Klub A-Z. Za kutoka na kwenda kuonana na watu wapya na kujifunza vitu vipya kila siku. Kwa hiyo mimi binafsi nilikutana na Jeremy kwenye Projono Masterclasses za Daniel Kijo. Nadhani pia tulikopo naye.
That's correct.
Ya 8. Kwa hiyo kwenye zile harakati sasa nikakutana na Jeremy. Kila Projono namuona, kila event inahusiana na mambo ya content creation namuona. Juzi kwenye Afripod.
Afripod.
Ndio ikabidi niongee naye sasa. Nikamwambia sasa tumuonana sana na nini, why are you here, kwa nini upo kwenye kila kwenye kila mambo yanayohusiana na mambo ya content creation, kwa nini upo? So tulifanya ile clip kama mliona, na akawa amenipa million reasons kumuita akae hapa kwenye podcast yetu, na yuko na vitu vingi sana vya kushare. Jeremy, mimi naitwa Xizo.
Yep.
Huyu anaitwa Allan Lucky. Nadhani ni kijana ambaye umeshawahi kumuona kabla ya leo. Mimi natamani sana kusikia kuhusiana na, unajua mimi ni creative, mtengeneza maudhui. Kwa hiyo nikisikia kitu mtu akisema kitu kwa mara ya kwanza, naweza nikakidecode kama this is the creative one. So niliposikia neno flip the script, nikasema no, yeah, there's something behind. Ili jina ni jina, wanasema ni jina catch, lina draw attention yako. So mimi natamani kujua kwamba hii flip the script ni nini, na ilikuwaje mpaka ukakama up na hilo jina la flip the script, na ni nini hasa yani kilichokusukuma ukaja na hilo jina
Flip the Script? Kusema kweli, just came out of not just came out of, so it's the moment I turned my life around. When I say turn my life around, is that I went through alcoholism. I suffered alcoholism for 28 years.
28 years.
28 years. So I started drinking when I was 14.
That's a whole lifetime.
Yeah, that's more
28 years.
3/4 of my life. I started at the age of 14, and it started as just fun in high school, and it progressed. So 14 was just as a joke. 15, then joined university. Then second year of university is where things changed.
Okay.
That's
changed to worse, or
to worse, because now I didn't know, but that's when I took on that identity of an alcoholic. It was cool to be the guy who can drink, party hard, and I took on that whole identity. That's where things changed. So there have been a lot of series in this whole, my lifetime, until when I totally embraced sobriety last year, June 8th.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if I can say that.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
What is it that they're saying? When somebody's... cheers. Cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah, so... No. So the story had been tough. So I've had many relationships broken, a lot of issues with the family, me and my family, very bad relationships at times. I have 2 daughters, 17 and 14. They have had to see me go through all kinds of incidences, being drunk, being disorderly, from the time they're born till last year. So you can imagine how this has affected them. I've had incidences which have been very embarrassing for them in front of the
kids,
other kids, school friends, just in general in public. So I've gone through a lot, and through the years, I'd been trying to quit, and then I relapsed. So you always hear of guys, either going to rehab or sober house, or saying, "Bana nimeacha pombe." And then 3 months later,
they're back.
And that was my story. And that story, it became to a point where you start, building resentment in art. You start building excuses. You start thinking that everybody is a cause of is a source of your problems, right? So
that's human nature.
It's human nature. But what I've realized about it is actually, how are you taught? How are you guided by those who are raising?
You mean the family, the community?
The family, the community, everything in general. Because if you look in our environments, we have things where when something goes wrong, the first thing is, I wasn't there, or it wasn't me, or something. Or it's always, you don't want to be responsible for it. Or even vice versa, if somebody gives you a big task of responsibility, you're like, nah, this is not for me.
Usually it's like that.
And they say, what's the word? Being humble or something about it. And this actually creates situations where a mindset that when you've put yourself in a certain situation, you're looking for that scapegoat. So alcohol made me do certain things and started living a certain way, because it becomes embedded in how you live, in your lifestyle and everything. When something goes wrong, I would blame my brother.
You took me to the bar.
No.
Something like that. Just simple
I'm just giving you, I'll give you examples, or you blame your parents or something. Not knowing very well you made that decision, especially when it comes to alcohol or substance abuse. The beer doesn't tell you drink me. You go and drink the beer.
But they say sometimes beers can call you. Like you see a very you look at the bottle, it's like sweating, looks like it's sweating, and somehow it's like, come please, take me.
That's all the effects of alcohol marketing, man.
Yeah.
Alcohol marketing is very powerful. I wish people could study how it's done, apply those principles to other products. And what have you, because they've done a great job. Fortunately, what you need to realize is that the nature of alcohol is that it will be addictive to you in high amounts, and your body will crave it, and you need to feed that craving. And many a times we associate, or they associate that, this guy has a mental disorder, etc., etc. Now, what I'm about to say actually will probably get some people saying, no, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, You have to keep in mind that I chose not to go to rehab.
You chose not to.
I chose not to. In fact, that was one thing with everybody. I said, if you want to have an argument with me, suggest that. The reason I refused is because I've seen so many cases of people going to rehab, wakitoka, and come back home. The situation even gets worse. They relapse and they drink even more. Okay. I always believed you can do this on your own, your part. I'm a Christian. I believe in divine intervention, but I also believe God will help you if you help yourself.
You think that's what happened to you? I think divine intervention.
For me, I'll say the divine intervention, that the principles of Christianity played a big part and I'll say yes then in that case. But I also had to work on it.
You had to play your part.
I had to play my part. And that's one thing a lot of people don't want to do. And playing your part is being accountable for what you've done. Forgive yourself for what's happened. You can't change it. Accept it and forgive. And the third one is actually do the work. And doing the work is a lot of things. And that means if you're in this environment today, you've removed whatever it is that you want. So you can use alcohol here, but anything that you feel that is holding you back, if you remove that, you have to change many aspects of your life as well, because that habit cultivated a lifestyle for you.
Yeah. So it's like a complete overhaul.
Exactly. It's a complete overhaul. But that also goes in line with what are your new set of values, because you're going to have new values once you remove certain things from the side. And what are your goals? So the values and goals will tend to lead you towards your purpose. Okay. And naturally, once you're on a new trajectory, you'll see a lot of the negative aspects of your old life just leave. You don't even need to work hard for it. Okay. So in my case,
how hard is that? Because you've built a life for let's say 30 years or maybe more. It's like a lifestyle.
28.
You know. And then you have to actually flip the script.
That's what it is.
You have to. Now you have to change direction. You have to change your values. You have to change your mindset, the way you think. You even have to change your friends, probably. Friends that you have.
Definitely.
And maybe family would look at you and see you as a crazy person because you already created some sort of a lifestyle. They know you for that, and then you immediately have to change it. How hard is it?
Okay, you remember I told you there were times when I had attempted to quit and relapse. I found that process hard, okay? And that's why that happened. This time around, I would say it wasn't hard. What it was just applying consistency. And I'll say what I mean here is that I knew June 8th today, I'm no longer drinking. First thing I told myself is, don't say, I observed from what I used to say in the past, don't say I've taken a break, I've quit. I affirmed to myself, I don't drink.
I'm interested to really know about that day. Take me through that day. Did you say that to yourself in the morning or before you went to bed last night? How was the day? Tell me about it.
So to get to that I don't drink was really, actually to get to that day, man, my goodness. It actually started off from Saturday. Met with somebody I didn't see in probably 4 years or 5 years. We linked up, had quite a bit of alcohol that day. Ended up waking up at home, right? I woke up at home. I was woken up. I was woken up because so a woman wakes me up. So I find myself at home with a woman. And then Yamsha, because the phone is ringing. Person calling is the guy I was actually partying with the night. Yo, Jeremy, what's up? Like, hey, are you home? I was like, yeah, cool. Can you send me the location? Fresh. Comes over. We talk for not too long. But the reason he came over was actually to pick up the bottle of alcohol that I took from his car the night before.
Okay.
So when that happened, when the minute he left, I sat down and just said, I can't believe life has become this, where the actual connection here was the bottle of alcohol. It was nothing else. Yeah. So yeah, it was costly. So it sounds very simple. Like to me, it actually hit me that at this age, you're actually playing such games. These are games we played when we were 20, 21 years old. All right. And the friendship I have with this person is from way back, from high school. So many things started to hit me. I was like, man, if we're serious people, first of all, would not be in this situation. Number two, it would be like, Jeremy, you're actually stealing alcohol from me. You know, that would have been more of a serious conversation that umeondoka na pombe, as in, what's wrong with you? Is it that serious? But you actually coming to take it back. So I sat down and said, look, this is ridiculous. If I'm going to continue like this, life is not going to be any friendlier to me. So I made the decision that I just don't drink. I said I quit, I don't, and this is what I'm sticking to. And I have to do that every day, even today. So every day I wake up, I know kabisa that I don't drink. And you build that muscle.
So from June 28th?
Muscle. June 8th.
June 8th. Last
2024.
year. 2024. Okay.
So sasa hivi ni almost na mwaka mmoja na miezi kama mwezi mmoja.
Did you celebrate like an anniversary?
No. What I did do, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay.
Nice.
On June 10th.
Nice.
I did the attempt, and the reason for that was to recognize sobriety. But also to use that climb as a metaphor of the journey of sobriety. All right?
Okay.
Because climbing a mountain, honestly, is like the sobriety journey. You start, you climb, the challenges on that mountain are ridiculous. But when you get to the summit, you actually appreciate everything that you went through. So I'll give an example. As you climb, you never look back. But also as you're climbing, you're seeing people ahead of you. You don't look at them, because if you look at them, you lose hope completely. Yeah? So you actually focus on the shoes of your guide as you walk slowly. And the motto on the hill is pole pole. All right? And that's how life should be. Just be aware of what you're doing and just take it step by step. And that was the whole metaphor of climbing that. So did it in 8 days. Came back and life was going on. So back to your question, I am not really into celebrations because one of the biggest things that really fueled the drinking
everything
was if there was a good time, you drink. Excuse. If it's a bad time, excuse. So my subconscious started, that's how it was working. Okay. So if I make any strides or achieve anything, I acknowledge it and I move on to the next one and build on, because I haven't reached where I want to go.
My guy, the guy who hangs out with the drinking crews, you're always meeting up every day. You're hanging around, 10, 15 deep, at times 20, especially on the weekends. Let me tell you something about, those groups. Those guys that you believe you drink with heavily. There's no loyalty. There's no friendship there. Trust that everything you discuss on that table does not stay on that table. And you wonder why everybody somehow gets to know your business. No loyalty. The only reason you guys hang out and stick together is to keep tabs on who's saying what about who. So, look for a new circle of friends, because these guys will be your downfall, will be the reason of why everybody knows everything about you. And if you're one of those guys in your business dealings and you start to hear things or things just don't go as you plan and you're like, how did they know? Common denominator was the bottle. Flip the script.
Okay.
Sawa. Sasa kama mnavyosikia wenyewe hapo, mambo imeanza kuchemka hapa. Mimi nataka uniambie nilikuwa nasubiria hiyo turning point ya kwamba ilifikiaje mpaka wewe ukakama up jina ku flip the script, lakini nimeelewa hiyo safari yako na nimeelewa hicho kisa cha mwisho kilichotokea kafanya mpaka wewe ukakama up na kwamba no leo na ilikuwa ni kusema, si ndio? Yaani ilikuwa ni kusema, just say kwamba from today on I have to quit alcohol.
No quit. I don't drink.
I don't drink.
You have to make that statement and say, affirm that I don't do this.
Yes, kwa zero naacha. So he just said, alisema tu, yani alisema na kitu kikao. Lakini vijana,
yep,
tuna script nyingi sana ambazo
Ndio.
tunajaribu kuziflip lakini inashindikana na inawezekana hata kuna kijana pale yuko na script kama 10 hivi anatamani kuziflip zote, lakini kila akijaribu anashindwa. Mimi nachotaka kusikia especially kwa Allan, wewe unaweza ukahesabu script kadhaa ambazo umeweza kuziflip mpaka sasa hivi, hata usipozisema kwamba ni script hii, but do you have how many script that you
siwezi kukupa namba, lakini ziko nyingi. Siwezi sasa hivi nikakwambia ziko 5 ama 10. Mimi maisha yangu ni flip script to every day. Kwa sababu I believe in kwenye Kiingereza wanasemaga relearning, alafu kuna unlearning. Kuna vitu ambavyo nilikuwa na viamini ama navijua wakati wa nyuma. Kuna wakati nikakutana na new knowledge, nikakutana na light, nikagundua kwamba kumbe sio hivi. So nika flip. Na mimi ni mtu wa kuflip my life script haraka sana. Huwa sichukui muda. Na kwangu mimi sio ngumu kufanya hivyo. Yani I find it so easy to change my mindset, to change my lifestyle. It's so easy for me. Na pia kuna vitu ambavyo unavifahamu ama unavifanya kutokana na influence ya mazingira unayoishi. From the family, you've talked about family here. Pia I have a question on that. Nitakuuliza. From the family to the community that you are in every single day, like kazini, shule, wapi, kuna influence ambayo unakuwa unaipata. Sasa kitu ambacho labda mimi naweza nikasema kwamba mimi binafsi nimeumbwa hivyo. It's easy for me to see what I want and what I don't want, and for me it's easy just to say no to what I don't want. Right there. It's easy that way. Of course kuna human weaknesses ambazo wakati mwingine influence inakuwa kubwa zaidi, inakuwa overpower. Lakini once you realize kwamba nimeenda nje ya script ambayo nataka niifuate, unarudi immediately. Na ukirudi immediately, si kwamba sasa utakuwa unatoka nje ya script all the time. So that's how I flip my script. Yeah? Whenever I see the light, I change immediately. So kwangu mimi kwenye maisha yangu, there are so many things that I've left. There's so many things.
Umewekwa na uraibu na kitu, alafu kupa ugumu kwenye kukiacha. Okay,
likely mimi sijawahi kuwa addicted na kitu chochote kile, to be honest. When it comes maybe to substances, you drinking, sijai kuwa addicted na. Yani I've tried things. I'm not a saint. I'm not saying maybe ni saint. I've tried so many things, and sometimes mpaka waga na shanga nasema, mbona nyinyi mnasema hii kitu inawapeleka hivi, mbona mimi sisikii, unajua? Kuna hiyo. I've tried things, lakini I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to not be addicted to things. Of course, mimi mwenyewe nikizungumzia, nikiangalia my life before family, it was wild. When I say wild, I mean wild. Yeah. Right after nimemaliza shule, from 6, I wanted to do things. I had big ambitions. And for me to achieve these things, I had to be somewhere. I had to be around people. I had to be all over the place. And some places you are in, unajikuta you are influenced by how the people live there. Yeah, I was a club DJ. I was drinking. I was, one of the tips that people are giving you ni pombe. They don't give you money, but they're bringing you a bottle of beer or, anything.
It's how you can look at it, because you can look at somebody who goes to the gym every day. If they don't go to the gym, they feel sick. He's addicted to that feeling of going to the gym and the results of going to the gym. So addiction is how we can look at it. It can be positive, it can be negative.
Yeah.
Ni hivyo?
Yeah. I mean, because you're addicted to something, you have to do it.
Okay, I understand. Lakini literally nikileta kwenye kwa mfano kwenye Kiswahili, kuna uraibu ambao ni uraibu mzuri. Tukizungumzia neno kama addiction, I understand hiyo kwamba ukiwa obsessed na kitu kinaweza kawa kizuri kawa kibaya. Lakini the word addiction, is it okay kusema kwamba kuna positive addiction na negative addiction?
No, let me just give my perspective. Like, I want to answer that in this way. I think the scale here is how self-aware are you of what you're doing and how intentional is it? Then that removes the addiction part of it. So I know I'm doing this. I know if I get to this level, it's harmful. If I know I'm doing it because of 1, 2, 3. Then we can get rid of this argument of the addiction. So maybe the addiction part comes to saying that you're doing something, but you're not really self-aware of what it is. Or the consequences of what
or the level that you are
the
at.
level that you're at, yeah. What has helped me also, and why I'm speaking this, because the self-awareness I have and intentionality, those are two things I practice every day. So even if something new, I might meet somebody today and then I noticed 3 days later, maybe nimeiga a certain word they're using. Yeah? And I'm saying it, I say, hey, what's going on? So I've just noticed that's the self-awareness. And then I act on it. But most of us fall into these things because you let something just linger and you keep doing it every day and you're not questioning it. So before you know it, you're here and then you're there. You can't go back. So maybe that's how I'll define the
addiction.
The addiction.
I think the same. Japo kama alivyoweka Alex, I think neno lenyewe addiction linakuja na negativity.
Sana.
Ndio maana watu wanasemaga kuna watu wanaitwa workaholic. Mtu yuko kazini tu muda wote, ukimcheki yuko tu job, anapiga job tu, hana maisha mengine na nini. Hiyo pia ni addiction. Unaweza kusema ni positive kwa sababu ana achieve anachokifanya, but kuna vitu vingi anavyovilose pia.
Of course.
So inawezekana huyo mtu aliyekaa chini akatengeneza neno addiction alikuwa na fikra za negative about it.
What do you lose?
Yani kama kwenye economics wanasemaga opportunity cost. The cost ambayo unainkaa kwa kutofanya kitu. Inawezekana tunaweza tukaidefine that way. So I'm with Jeremy on that one. Na pia mi wakati na share story yangu nimesema I don't think that I'm addicted, but probably kuna watu ambao wanajua niko addicted na vitu fulani. Inawezekana pia mimi I take it as a positive addiction, but probably sio. Inawezekana it's a negative addiction which I still don't know. Na niko mbali sana kwa kufikia level ya Jeremy, kwa sababu Jeremy ametuambia vitu viwili hapa. Self-awareness na intention. Unaweza ukawa self-aware but you do not intend to actually be on the safe zone or the safe side.
Or take action.
Like as I said, there was a time in my life I was wild. Nilikuwa sina kipimo. Hata nikisema, unajua sasa hivi naweza nikaenda, of course I'm not trying to encourage you Jeremy, but naweza nikakaa niko na washikaji tukawa tunakunywa beer. But mwenyewe I have that intention kwamba siwezi kwenda past 2 beers or siwezi kwenda past this number of bottles. But before I didn't have that intention. Yani ikija imekuja leta, ikija leta. Umeona? So ile self awareness na intention kusema kwamba I don't want to go that road. I don't want to use this road. I want to go that way. Hiyo inasaidia for you to keep yourself in a position whereby you're not addicted to such thing, So nitaka ni clarify that, maana inawezekana I'm addicted to something which I don't know.
Mimi kiukweli mimi niko addicted na make za sokonoga.
Sokonoga nafanya tusikike vizuri.
Hii substance nimeipenda sana hii.
Iko vizuri.
Iko vizuri sana hii. Nataka tufikirie pamoja kusana hichi kitu. Mmezungumzia kwamba mtu inabidi uwe na nini,
self-awareness.
Self-aware and
awareness na
intentionality.
Lakini kwa mtu ambaye anaamua kwamba mimi sasa hivi naacha hichi kitu ambacho niko na uraibu nacho, ni kwamba ameshaona kuna negative impact ambazo anazipata. Anapata matatizo mengi sana kwa kuendelea kufanya hicho kitu ambacho anakifanya. Maana kinamletea shida kwa kifupi. Inawezekana kuna mtu akawa kweli ni mraibu lakini haoni kama ni shida kwake.
That's the problem.
How can it be the problem?
That's the actual problem.
Naona sio shida kwangu.
No, that is the problem, and that's how most alcoholics function. Only that what I do is a problem. So I'll give you an example. You have a job, you're getting paid well, you have 3 kids at home, maybe your take home ni milioni 10. You go to work kila siku, you finish work maybe saa 12, you either go home, change and go to the bar, or you go to the bar and then you go home at saa 6. You do that every day. Your wife complains, I don't get to see you and this and this. Your kids haven't seen you for the whole week. They only see you on Sunday. Maybe if you manage to go to church. But to you, you're saying, Bana, I pay the bills. I don't have a problem. So you look at it that because I can put food on the table and
They
pay
go to
school fees and
everything is
nini,
good.
I don't have a drinking problem because society has packaged drinking as that guy who cannot function. Yeah, ajiwezi in any way or anything. That's what alcoholism is about. When in actual sense is they are functioning alcoholics. There are people who functional cocaine addicts. There are people who can smoke weed all day long, like they function and what have you. But that's your choice. But the issue is that you actually have a problem, but you do not acknowledge it's there.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
yeah, because there's aspects of your life that have been affected. So as long as you're doing something and it's affecting not just you, but third party, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so, na kama pombe yani yenyewe kama yenyewe.
Yeah.
Mimi nakunywa pombe na mambo mambo mengine yote yanaenda vizuri tu. Okay.
That's what he said, yeah? That's what he said.
I know his head with this.
Kwa sababu inawezekana sisi tunamuona Jeremy ana shida, lakini mimi labda ndo na shida, labda pengine tunamuonea wivu, labda mimi sina hela.
Kwa mfano wake aliyosema, unahisi mke wake kucomplain kwamba wewe unatoka job jioni, unapitia bar, unakuja saa 6 usiku, na hiyo ndo maisha yako alivyo, except Sunday, na Sunday probably sometime. Kwenye alivyokuwa anaelezea mfano wake amesema vizuri sana. If they manage to go to church, probably they can't manage because they are drunk at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. They have to sleep it off.
You have to sleep it off, yeah.
Yeah? Anakuja kuamka probably saa 8 mchana. You don't put your family first. Like you don't have time to spend with your family.
Yeah, they're not a priority.
So, yule mke wako akicomplain, it's her problem, it's not your problem. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Kama mke wangu anacomplain kwa sababu ya mimi kunywa pombe, si ndio? Mimi kunywa pombe
kuna kufanya ukose kuwa na muda na familia yako.
Na familia yangu. Yuko sahihi. Lakini don't forget pia wake zetu sio na mambo mengi sana ambapo unatamani tuwe na simu muda wote, hata muda ambao anatupasa kwa wote. Sio kwamba natetea, lakini what I'm saying is hiyo, kwa sababu mimi nataka hii conversation fundishe mtu kuwa na hiyo self awareness. Ya kugundua kwamba yeye ana shida before mtu mwingine hajampigia kelele kwamba wewe una shida. Kwa hiyo najaribu kufikiria, yani inabidi ichukue muda gani, au inabidi mtu akosee mara ngapi kwa kiwango gani ndio apate hiyo self awareness kwamba wewe unajua mimi lazima. Ndio hapa mfano mmoja nilikuwa namwambia hata Jeremy hapa, na yeye utanisaidia pia.
Yeah.
Mtu ambaye amefanikiwa kuacha uraibu fulani ambao tunasemaje, ambaye ni maarufu, yani ambao ni famous, wewe unajulikana, kwa mfano pombe, masturbation, si ndio? Sigara, madawa na nini, vile vitu ambavyo watu wengi kwenye jamii wana uraibu navyo. Ikitokea mtu mmoja kwenye hilo kundi akafanikiwa kuacha hicho kitu kabisa 100% kama Jeremy, kitu cha kwanza, huyo mtu anakuwa hawezi kuwa na aibu ya kuzungumza safari ambayo ameipitia ya uraibu wake. Hiyo ni sign ya kwanza inayoonyesha kwamba huyu mtu kweli amefanikiwa kunanili.
That's acceptance.
Yes, cha kwanza aga ni hicho.
Yeah.
Kwa hiyo confidence, kwa mfano alionao Jeremy, kama angekuwa hajaacha pombe, mimi sidhani kama angekuja hapa na kuambia watu mimi nina mwaka mmoja sasa hivi, ana birthday mwaka mmoja tangu aache pombe. Si ndio? Asingeweza kusema. So unagundua kwamba hiyo kitu haijaanza baada ya yeye ile siku kusema mimi naacha pombe. Ilianza siku alipogundua kwamba mimi pombe kwangu ni shida.
Okay, I understand. So he's very right, because the decision for me when I was going to battle in my head, when and that I'm tired of this, it's a problem, was probably 2022. It's when I started realizing, clearly, alcohol has done ABCD. I have to find a way out. And it's through that process, I started figuring out things. So once I cut off some friends, but I realized that didn't help.
Okay.
At that time, because I was still drinking peke yangu. I was going to the bar alone, I was drinking alone. But you're right, because that process now started making me becoming self-aware and taking note. Yeah, tabia flani. When somebody tells me something, when I feel a certain emotion, I react by drinking, etc., etc. So it takes time. As you're saying, you start to notice. So it can happen at any time. Inaweza happen 3 months before. Mine was 2 years before. But the problem is, you can realize, lakini ile nia that I'm tired of this, I want to change. That is where a lot of people fail, because wow, and I'll go up that when they change, a lot of things, their lifestyle has to change. So one thing is that, what will people think of me? That's one of the things that actually got you into the situation that you're in. If I don't drink, what will they think of me? So I can know around, or no? You drink and what have you.
Yeah.
You have money, you're like, I have to buy them around because they bought me around last time, and what will they think of me? You know, you spend the money. Yeah. So if you can get that out of your mind, what will people think of me? That's the first thing. You've already started the journey. Number 2, the change is not for them, it's for you.
It's for you.
So you shouldn't care what anybody thinks. Even if it means you quit alcohol and you'll end up breaking up with your wife. If it's for you and that's the best decision, do that. And I'll give you an example is that you're an alcoholic, your wife likes to drink. You quit, she still wants to drink. You're not supporting each other, and you have your ground now. You have your barriers, your boundaries. Yeah. If it means that for you to grow and become better, if that has to end,
Then it has to.
it has to end. This is your survival. It's not negotiable. When you're making these decisions, you're not negotiating. You have one life to live. It's you. Because when you die because of alcohol, you know what they'll say at your funeral. They'll just talk a lot of stuff. Mwingine abana yule jamaa, pombe, nini, and this and this. So it's your life. You have to take charge, and that's where it begins. So the idea can be conceived from before until that point when you say, I do, is the day umekubali.
Something that will get you very angry with yourself is lying to yourself. Not being truthful with what you want, who you want to be with, how you want to do things, where you want to do things, how you want to do things. If you're not truthful with yourself, you're going to be the most angry individual that you know. The reason is because you feel you put yourself in situations out of guilt, out of convenience, out of simply just pleasing people. Now you're in relationships, you don't like her, she doesn't like you. You may like each other here and there, but the thing is that you're very uncomfortable. This is where somebody steps out with you and doesn't want to show people who you are. But they want to hang out with you because they just feel some sort of way, I feel guilty if I let this person go. But you're not happy. And you're lying to yourself thinking that things are going to work out. It's the same thing with the businesses, with those friendships, whether it's family members, whether it's an opportunity that's been given to you, but you know deep down inside, this is not what I want to do. Now this anger, I tell you, this thing can drag you down, vibaya sana. Yeah? It will drag you down. You need to address yourself and be honest with yourself. If it's not something you want to do, if you're in a situation, if you don't agree, if you've just gotten to a point where like, no, this I cannot do anymore, say it. Say to yourself, own it, acknowledge it, and take the necessary action that's required. Because by hanging around, I can't even explain it. I've been there. It ruins you, but not only does it ruin you, it ruins everything that you've just have around you, everyone who's around you. Stop lying to yourself. If you're going through with everything, go through with it. And never let that thing of guilt keep you where you know that you're not supposed to be at.
How did your family help or not help through your journey, because I'm trying to picture it kwamba the example you've given, you have a wife.
No. I was giving you a situation. I've never been married.
No. I'm just taking that example that you have a wife and then you're taking that decision, but your wife is not supportive enough, probably not knowingly, because she likes to drink.
She's an enabler.
She's an enabler. She makes alcohol available. When you come home, you open the fridge, you find a bottle of beer there or any alcohol there. So coming back to your story, how did your family support you during the journey to date? And also, ikikupendeza, how did your family get you into the problem? Because, it's both. The influence is both.
Let's start with into the problem. So I got myself in the problem. My family, I'm not going to say they had no role in encouraging me to drink. No. What I learned though was that the support that they gave me when I was going through drinking phase was out of good intention. But when I think about it, it also enabled me to misbehave and continue with my behavior. Okay?
So you're saying they were not firm enough?
That is the word firm here. It becomes very. It depends on you, on how you as an individual take it. Because what I'm trying to say is that I was not serious enough with their generosity.
Okay.
Somebody's trying to give you a second chance, but you take it for granted. Because you have a family relation, they say he's family. No one else will take care of him. We're family. Let's give him another chance. And you take it for granted. So I'm not taking that seriously.
Okay.
Now, what I've learned, which I know they wouldn't have done, but I've learned now is there has to be a cutoff point at some point. I was actually talking to him earlier on. I've told my daughters if there's a situation, they should come and tell me exactly what the situation is. I will get into it, involved, and we'll solve this situation. But immediately we solve that situation, we have to sit down and discuss what did they learn? How did they get in this situation? What did they learn out of that whole experience, the lessons? And now they need to accept that accountability, knowing very well that next time they are accountable. It's not dad, because there will be a time dad is not there. And how you're going to solve the thing. So now they actually make and think before they make certain decisions. So back to the family is that family is great, will guide you, but it's a two-way thing. Yeah, they can give you the support, but don't take it for granted. But also I'd advise families is that if the support is not reaching, let that person do the best that they can do.
How? Are you asking them to give up?
Don't give up. Just don't encourage certain things. So I could give you accommodation, but on condition, get a job. And at the end of the month, I expect you to pay luku, contribute. Okay? Get them into a mfumo of life that, wow, I have this, but I need to contribute and start taking things seriously. Because at the end of the day, as I said, you cannot be responsible for me, past the age of 18. You can't. Yeah, you can't. You can support me, but also I need to be able to do things and get on my own feet. Yeah. So that's the family part. That's two more out of that. I've drifted off.
The big question was, how did they support you or not support you in your journey?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my family has supported me along the way, even before I made the decision to stop drinking. Yeah. In many ways. Okay. My brother has been supportive. My sister has been very supportive. My parents, my late father and my mother, they have just been over supportive. But also they've been the most disappointed.
What do you mean?
I've disappointed them on many levels. Okay. And I'm going to talk about something about the disappointment now. When I started the journey from June 8th, I didn't tell anybody. Okay. And I did not tell anyone because for years I've been saying nimeacha pombe. And then a month later you're back. Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah. So it becomes the same story. Same story. So this time around I just quit. I did my thing. They started to notice.
Okay.
They start to notice that this guy, you call him, he's sober. You call him, he's at home. Your hair changes. Your skin changes. Your posture changes. Your clothes. You start seeing, somebody had one pair of clothes, heavy, gafla. They're starting to get, this. You start kujipanga, with things. It's better you do it that way. And that's why I said it's for you. Yeah. Changes for you and all that. I always teach this thing of the first person you should not disappoint is yourself. Yeah, whatever you do.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the only person who matters on this world. Your parents, you're there, everyone. But if you allow yourself to disappoint yourself, then you failed. When you're making decisions, you need to be proud of those decisions that what I'm going to do is going to help me help other people. Because whatever it is you do has to serve someone else. Yeah. If everything that you do is just taking, then you're destroying yourself. But if you're building to give, because you've got children, you've got parents, you may, even from the work that you do and you're productive, you're serving. So that's what I'll really say about the family part. I mean, my family has never turned me away or said, look, forget about you and all that. No, it's not that. They've been very disappointed. They've been very angry at some of the decisions I've made, but they didn't give up. They probably just said, let him do what he feels is best for now. Okay. And that thinking space actually makes you think. You start to realize that, wow, if these guys have been making noise for a long time and now they're kind of chilled, what is it I'm doing wrong? My own daughters, I remember 2023. Yeah, I think it was 2023. My firstborn, we had a conversation in the house and she was like, Dad, what do you want me to do? Every time you get money, you disappear.
She said that.
She said that, and she's never seen me actually physically with the cash. She watched my patterns and knew Dad just got paid. 2 days,
Gone.
Party. Those are the things now. When you start picking up on these, is when you need to actually start thinking about my actions and what have you. So those kind of responses, those kind of comments are not bad things. In fact, those are building blocks for you to change. Yeah. Don't take people's feedback about your life as this person, doesn't care about me. This person is jealous of what I have. No. Take all that and think about it. What is it that I'm doing that made them comment the way they did?
Yeah.
And you start being aware about who you are.
When they noticed, ukuendelea zaidi kuzungumzia pale after they started noticing you changing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they started thinking like, this guy is going through something. When because you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, no.
You didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
You started cutting off some activities and all that. So when they noticed, did they call you and ask you about it? Did they come to you and say,
no,
or they just went with the vibe?
Yeah, actually for us, I don't think we've ever had that conversation. I think we've read the situation. Yeah. Only person I had this conversation, I think, was my mother first. My sister noticed as well. And then I spoke about it. I did that. I think everyone came to know now. I think it was October 10th last year. I did my first post on Instagram.
Your first post on Instagram?
Related to sobriety. Yeah.
All right.
So it's just one of those things. And I posted in the family group, that I'm doing. It's been this many months and it was congratulations and what have you. For us, really, it was more of them expecting when is the day going to happen? Because they had the faith. They knew this guy has the potential to do it. He has everything. Yeah. He's just not making a firm decision.
Is it traumatizing for them? Because now, for example, your birthday is coming up, and your brother is like, they're used to bring you stuff.
No.
Yeah. Is that traumatizing for them? Like now they have to think about whenever there's a party at home, they have to hide some alcohol and stuff like that for you.
So this is what I say. That's a good question. So where I've reached, I know what I want. I know who I am. So other people's actions
don't affect you in any way.
They don't concern or affect me in any way. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know who I am. So if you feel that you need to hide alcohol because I've walked in, then that to me is a reflection of you. Yeah. Okay. If I walk into a bar, which happens a lot, I can walk somewhere, there's drinks, and somebody says, "Oh, can I order a drink?" I'm afraid Nikki Ageza. I'll create something for you to drink. That is also a reflection of them, because it means if they were in my shoes and somebody had a drink on the table, they would order a drink. And that is social engineering.
True.
Because that's what people expect. So I live my life knowing very well, as I said, I do not drink. So all those things don't bother me.
Ni kama washikaji ambao hawanyagi pombe alafu hawataki kuwa disappoint washikaji wao wengine ambao wanakunywa pombe. So pia kwenye kiringi pale cha meza wamekaa, washikaji wameagiza mmoja moto mmoja baridi, jamaa akiambiwa vipi unakunywa pombe? Anasema hamna, natumia dawa. Kumbe hanyi kabisa pombe. Nipo kwenye dozi. Naona kama akisema hanyi pombe hata disappoint washikaji nani. So I get it kwamba kile ambacho unakifanya kiwe ni kwa ajili yako.
Kwa ajili yako.
Isiwe ni kwa ajili ya watu wengine. Okay. Nataka niwafikirishe tena kuhusiana na hili ambacho tunakifanya hapa. This just it's like a campaign, Unajua it's like a campaign. Yaani ni kama kwa sababu ni taarifa muhimu sana ambazo tunazishia kwa watu. Wapo watu wengi ambao wana script zao ambazo wanahitaji kuziflip za addiction. Lakini wanahitaji kusikia kutoka kwa nilikuwa naambia mwanzo, the power of storytelling inaweza ikachange maisha ya mtu. Hii imenikumbusha campaign moja waliokuifanya mke wa rais wa Marekani alikuwa anaitwa nani?
Nancy Reagan.
Yes, Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
Say no to drugs. Say no to drugs, ile campaign ndio boost matumizi ya madawa ya kulevya Marekani. Kwa sababu walivyokuja kusoma, waliofanya research wakagundua kwamba kumbe ile campaign ilikuwa tu haisemi say no to drugs. Ilikuwa inawaambia watu wengine kwamba there are people who are using drugs.
So that's like an indirect message.
Unaelewa? Ni kitu ambacho pia kwenye marketing watu wanakitumia sana to change the private life, kwa sababu ndio kilichofanyika pale kwenye ile campaign, kwamba kwa sababu the consumption of drug is a private life. Mtu anafanya ikiwa chumbani amejifungia na nini, na kama ikiwa hadharani kujificha. Unaelewa, ni starehe binafsi. So once you publish it into kwa watu, manake it become public, kwamba watu wanajua okay, kumbe kuna huo mchongo wangu unafanyika. Mnaona kwamba hichi tunachokifanya hapa hivi kitatengeneza watu wengine kuziendelea kuzifungua script zao badala ya kuziflip.
No. I think for Tanzania, I'll speak, is that the challenge is not people going to drink. You're tayari, it's in our society. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about Tanzanians. Wamekubali that we are a society. Alcohol is part and parcel of what we do kila siku. And if you tell them Tanzania to think about alcohol, matusi. Yeah. I've been insulted a lot. Ndio hizo like jamaa bana hivi. And it's fine. I think the challenge here is for one to actually realize that their lifestyle is going to be a problem. Not today, like in past 40. I can guarantee if you've been drinking heavy in your 20s, 30s, 40s, stini, ufiki, utoboi, without illnesses, you're going to visit India a lot. Yeah. You're going to have problems. You're going to have all kinds of issues. This we see.
Yeah, it's happening.
There are so many funerals going on. The spouse, the family, they don't say. They'll just say this person died because he had tatizo ya sukari, which all came from alcohol. Or blood pressure, alcohol related. Heart attack. Alcohol related, you know. So I'm not. Yeah. So that's the challenge. So the thing here is that I think the big campaign here is for people to realize that what are the actual effects long term. Okay. While they make a informed decision. Yeah.
Na ndio lengo la Klub A-Z, kwa sababu sisi tunategemea kutengeneza society ya problem solvers.
Yeah.
Especially kwa youth, kwa sababu the key highlights ambazo nimezipata hapa, natamani pia kijana mwenzangu azipate, ni self awareness,
yes
and
intentional living.
Ndio dhamira, yani dhamira yako unakusudia kufanya nini baada ya kuwa sasa umeshajigundua. Kwa hiyo sisi kama Klub A-Z tunataka kutengeneza jamii ya vijana ambao wanaweza wakawa wao ndio kutake initiative kwenye kusolve matatizo yao wenyewe kabla mtu mwingine yeyote haja take action.
Yeah.
That's our goal as a Klub A-Z.
This is an appreciation to all the people who paved the path for many of us. So this is for every person who gave room, mentorship, time, belief. Thank you. We rise because you didn't need to help them, but you chose to anyway. Thank you. Flip the script.
Session ya leo, I think if we pick some key takeaways, I think the biggest takeaway is self-awareness. Kwa sababu I think hii ndio mwanzo wa kila kitu. Mwanzo wa decisions ulizozifanya zote ni sababu ulifikia point ukawa self-aware. Na mimi nalinganisha self-awareness na kitu kinaitwa mindfulness.
I love that. Yeah.
Mfano tu hata ukiwa barabarani wanasemaga kwamba ndio huko unaendesha gari lako, lakini inabidi pia uendeshe magari ya wengine wote wanaozunguka. Kila mmoja yuko, that's mindfulness. Ukishakuwa mindful ni rahisi wewe kutambua kwamba hiki ninachokifanya sasa hivi kina effect ipi kwangu na kina effect ipi kwa mtu mwingine. Na ile effect ya unajua ni kama unavutupia kitenesi kwenye ukuta. Hakiendi kikapotea, kinarudi. That's how it is. Whatever you give, the energy you give out, the energy that comes to you. The vibe that you give is the vibe that you get
back.
That's how it is. Kwa hiyo once you're mindful, once you are aware of yourself, it's easy for you to make better decisions. So what we're doing here, whether it's a campaign or not, what we're trying to do through Jeremy's story is to tell people that you should find a way to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Just know your limits.
Plant the seed of self-awareness in you. And cultivate it every day. Yeah.
So hiyo sisi ndio goal yetu kama Klub A-Z. Flip the script. Is it an entity ambayo inafanya yani?
Yeah, I've not answered your question till now.
What is it about? Na inaweza kijana.
So Flip the Script comes from, I think, 4 months into sobriety, so around December last year. It was an idea that I said, okay, this what I'm doing now, speaking on social media, I want to turn this into a movement. So it started purely because of sobriety. But as I moved on, I realized that sobriety is sobriety. Sobriety is a state. In a state of not consuming or digesting alcohol or any substances, okay? Ingesting. So that's one aspect. But through that process, I learned so much. That's when I learned about the self-awareness. I learned about my values changed. I started learning about people because during the time I was doing what I was doing, there were so many characters I saw, right? When I became who I am today, I started seeing things differently. I wanted now to create a space where I could give a platform for stories which are truth-based, but these stories have to inspire growth. Okay. It can either be through struggles, and everything is a struggle. Okay, it's just that we make struggles really look like to the community what you've learned, so that the next child or the next grown up or the next woman or man can actually take your experience and build
on it.
And it continues. That cycle continues. That's what Flip the Script is about. It's a platform for truth-based stories that inspire growth. And we're working on quite a few things now. I love what we're doing today. This is actually the first podcast that I've actually been invited to really speak in depth about not just the alcohol part of it, but the life after, all right?
Yeah.
I've always been asked just about the drinking part, the negative side, but not what have you learned from once your life has changed. So we're like-minded, and I like that, and that's what we're doing. So please expect to see a lot of stuff.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and this reminds
we're
me.
An entity. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This reminds me of a quote from one of the episodes we had Liz Wachuka.
Yes.
And she said, I don't know if it's her quote or she borrowed it from somewhere. She said, smart people learn from the mistakes, but the wise ones learn from the mistakes of others.
Yes.
So through the stories, when you hear somebody's story, it makes you want to be better than that person. Yeah, in a way. It makes you feel like, I don't want to follow the same script as that person. So maybe that's how you're flipping the script. And also, that also reminds me of your entity now, reminds me of something we built some years back. Watu ni Story. Do you remember Watu ni Story? We had a platform where we used to get people stories. And
real stories.
Yeah, the real stories of change, actually.
Yeah.
And then we were asking them just one question. When did you realize that you need to change?
Yeah.
And then just with this question, you get somebody open up.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of stories. We used to get a lot of stories. So maybe you can also go online and check Watu ni Story. I don't know if it's still active. I think it's not. But you could see some of the stories we curated some years back. Yeah, and maybe it will also help you to visualize how Flip the Script is going to be, especially on social media and the digital media world.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just pretty much. But one thing I'd like to add though is there's some speaking mostly to the generation after me. Yeah. So all the kids, between the age of 15 to 25, 30. There's one thing to be educated, to be raised by your parents, whether you have both parents or it's a single parent home. But you have to realize that at the end of the day, that your value on earth is what you contribute on this earth. Okay? We did not come here to take up space. We did not come here to consume, but instead we came here to give and to offer. So when making your decisions, as much as social media has become the real tool of influence. You need to figure out that whatever it is that you consume, engage with, or want to pursue, how does that align with your values, and what impact is what you're doing going to have, not just today, but tomorrow and the generations to come, and how do people build up on it? So I have no regrets about anything, really. I had a lot of hate, but I didn't hate anybody. The hate was with me. I was hating myself for allowing me to be in the situation I was in. Yeah, the guys out there who I know the guys who are going through a hard time, drinking, all kinds of addictions, problems. There's one thing I heard once a year ago or something, where that things don't go wrong, things begin wrong, start wrong. Okay. I love that, because that's just in line with everything that I also believe in, and trying to push. So whatever it is, you just sit down and always make an audit about where you are in life. Make an audit about your friends. Figure out between, I have 20 friends, what is the common denominator amongst us? If it's something that's not taking you forward, but taking from you, cut those guys off. No negotiation. In fact, when you're subtracting things from your life, it's not a negotiation. It's non-negotiable. You just do it and stack progress upon progress. Hurdles will be there, setbacks will come and everything. And that's part of life. In fact, you embrace them. It's gotten to a point now where when I hit a problem, I kind of laugh, because now I have to find a way of how to navigate and maneuver this thing. So don't give up. Just hope. Don't allow yourself to be in a position of dependency. Yeah. Get out. Get help when you can. Use that help, but once somebody gives you help, build on that help. And I'll add this also. I'm speaking to men now. A lot of your problems arise because of dependency and the refusal to be uncomfortable. For you guys who are living with women, okay, and you're depending 100% on her to go and work, come feed you, clothe you, pay you to go out and party and what have you. This is what's creating a very weak environment for sisi wanaume. And this is where a lot of guys are, spiraling into a lifestyle of alcohol, gambling, because of that dependency and then the comfortability that you're getting from this side. Why is this important? Is that when you're in that situation and you have a child, you birth a child, and that child has to grow up seeing you in that situation, or you not around because you refuse to get uncomfortable, accept where you are and build on that. It's not, some people say, no, but this is my life. It's not your life when a child is involved. Your story is actually the beginning of your child's story, and an extension. They're going to extend onto that. So how you begin your child's story is extremely important. You may mess up at the beginning, but how it ends, and when I said how it ends, is how you as the parent, how your life, your story ends, will impact heavily on how your child's will continue. Yeah. So
that's very powerful.
Yeah, I just think I'm speaking for men because I don't know the psychology of how women go through this situation. I know they go through a hard time, but as a guy, as a father who has been irresponsible, as a father who, I was just irresponsible. I just did not know how to handle my thing. To being able now in a situation where I can actually build and start taking care of my responsibilities, I wouldn't want to just let that slide. I'll use every platform to talk about that, because I personally know of people who don't want to see their kids, or don't think it's important, or having babies to them is just a show of manhood. But you're not taking care of any bills. I think as a man, that's just unbecoming. It's unacceptable. It's appalling. It had to come out, man. I hope you get the message.
Thank you very much. What a session. Haya bwana. Ndo tumefika mwisho.
Tumalize. Mimi niseme tu Jeremy. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, man. Proud of myself too, but
proud of you.
It's great hearing this from you guys, man. Really appreciate this.
Unakumbuka nilichokwambia kwamba kipimo cha mtu aliyeacha uraibu fulani ni confidence ya kutoka public na
kuizungumzia.
Acha. anakuwa ameacha. Lakini kitu kingine nimekipenda kwa Jerry anasema kwamba yeye baada ya kuwa ameacha kabisa pombe akuambia wazazi wake kwamba amini familia yake kwamba nimeacha nimeacha pombe. Waliona tu matokeo kwamba jamaa kaacha pombe. Na wewe inabidi hiyo kwenye kitimisho zako.
Kwamba waone matokeo.
Waone matokeo. Yaani watu waone matokeo.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same. Yeah.
Kuna kitu moja uliona jamaa alikuwa ni kama yuko na bucket anajenga. Sasa kuna bucket nyingi za kuwekea mchanga. Sasa amerusha bucket ya kwanza ikienda ikakaa juu ya bucket nyingine. Amerusha.
So that.
Akarusha ya pili akaangalia mna mtu anayemuona.
Akaenda kutoa.
Akarusha ya tatu ikanasa akasema simtania kawaita wana. Ila amerusha hivi imegoma. Sometimes ukidadili ukishirikisha sana wana vitu vyako mambo yanakuwa ndivyo sivyo. Bwana.
Yeah.
Tunashukuru sana wana Klub A-Z. Endeleeni kuwa pamoja na sisi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii, Instagram, Facebook. Kitu pekee ambacho unaweza kukifanya kusupport Klub A-Z, subscribe.
Yep.
Na kushare content yoyote ile ambayo inapanda kwenye mitandao yetu ya kijamii ili sisi tuendelee kunogesha. So tulikuwa tunafanya session hapa Nesta ambayo hii ni co-working space, ndio ambao wametupa dhamana bwana ya kufanya hii podcast yetu hapa. Wana viota vingi sana. Sisi tumepewa kiota kimoja kwa ajili ya kufanyia production yetu, lakini wewe pia unaweza kupata kiota kinachokustahiki kama ofisi, semi boardroom, solo space ambayo ni creative hub, fanya vitu vyako, free internet, view ya bahari kulia, view ya mji kushoto, gorofani juu. Kwa hiyo utulivu wa hali ya juu 100%
and a good AC.
Yes, na
Good AC. Exactly.
Kwa hiyo unajiona kama upo ofisini kwako. Hivyo ndio vitu vinavyopatikana hapa Nacha Nest Hub.
All right. Thank you very much.
Tuwe self aware.
Flip the script and be very intentional.
Klub A-Z. Swali, kazi, jibu.